In the last episode, I explained how I was travelling around the world, visiting universities, research centres, farmers, almost anyone who would give me the time to talk about solving the world's water crisis. I was looking for that magic piece of technology, some gizmo or silver bullet which would solve the problem. I visited a ghost town and saw how the very technology which I so much revered had actually destroyed the town. I realised that this was not any one person's fault, but a failure of the system, a failure of individuals to communicate and work together as a viable system, what I call communal intelligence. When I looked at the behaviour of our modern infrastructure to deliver water, the water utilities and irrigation supply companies, I saw that this communal intelligence was again dominating. There is simply an enormous range of expertise in the delivery of water. Meteorologists to advise on weather, hydrologists to study how the water moves through the ground, biologists and toxicologists to study the bacteria and toxins in the water, civil engineers to build the dams, engineers to design purification plants, and so on and on and on. These various specialists are no doubt all proficient in their particular area, but how well does the system work as a whole? Let me persuade you to take a few moments away from the pressing needs of the world's water crisis to think about how modern science, and indeed modern society, actually works. Scientists call the process reductionism. It is impossible for any one person to have all the knowledge on all subjects. Large problems are broken up into smaller and smaller subjects so that individual scientists can become highly proficient in that one area. This process of reductionism does not just apply to the scientific process. It is also the way we run our larger organisations, dividing a larger organisation up into departments and sections so that each worker becomes highly proficient in that one task. Let us not knock this system. It is highly efficient and has led to the generation of incredible wealth, but it does have its weaknesses. Let me just take the example of the DVD recorder I have just bought so I can record my favourite television programmes like Landline and Catalyst while I'm out on my travels. This is just a masterpiece based on a whole range of technologies, from its laser to burn the DVD discs, the disc drive which can read and write at the same time so I can record one programme while playing back another. What it can do is totally amazing, and what is really stunning is the price, equivalent to just a few days' work. It is probably designed in Japan, chips made in Korea, assembled in China, shipped to Sydney, trucked up to Bundaberg for me to buy from the local store. How they do it for the price is simply a marvel. And this is all the results of this process of reductionism or specialisation. So don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking the process of reductionism. But it does have its weaknesses, specifically omission and simplification. Essentially, it is a vertical structure, a hierarchy. Everyone, even the bosses managing the systems, work in their own area of specialisation. This is often called cardboard box engineering, because everyone works in their own little cardboard box and tosses the project over to the next person in the line. Another term is over-the-wall engineering. An even more colourful term is the dead cat. Toss the dead cat over the wall before it starts to smell. Take my high-tech player. If there is a power blip, the clock loses its time. So instead of getting Landline and Catalyst, I get 200 hours of beautifully recorded, high-definition bananas in pyjamas. Now there's no magic about solving that problem. Every computer has a small battery backup on the clock, which costs just a few cents. But this has never got onto the agenda in the design of my recorder. It is a classic system failure. It is a natural consequence of the vertical structure, which requires simplification of complex issues and the inevitable omissions. Does this have any relevance to the water crisis? You bet.